Australia is one of the best destinations for immigrants. The country lacks skilled workers more than ever, and they need nurses more than ever after the COVID-19 pandemic. But how should you begin moving to Australia as a nurse? Watch this video till the end to learn all of it. Hey everyone, I'm Behnam from the Visa Library. This channel gives visa information and the latest news and updates. Before I begin, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell. You shouldn't miss any updates. You should also download the free cheat sheet my team has prepared from the link in the description. Now let's begin. Let me ask you this. How can you begin your work as a nurse in Australia? You must be registered with the Australia Health Practitioner Regulation Agency, AHPRA, to start your career in Australia medical, healthcare or nursing section. Because there is just one national register, you can start your practice in any Australian state once you complete the registration. The registration process is independent of the visa application process, and you can complete it before or after your visa is accepted. Whether you have to complete the registration before or after getting the visa will depend on your conditions and the type of visa you apply for. Registered nurses must pass orientation classes, and some may be required to pass examinations based on their certification level. A big question: how to become a registered nurse? First, a bachelor's degree in nursing from Australia or a foreign country is needed. Then you must register with the NMBA or Nursing and Midwifery Board of Australia and the AHPRA or Australian Health Practitioner Regulation Agency. AHPRA assesses application for registration from internationally qualified nurses and the midwives on behalf of the NMBA. They consider 5 factors when assessing applications. Factor 1 is identity proof. You must submit different proof of identification, documents like your passport, documents for a name change, a passport size photo taken with the past 6 months. Factor 2 is English language proficiency. The approved tests to prove your language proficiency are PTE and IELTS. The least required score is 7 and 7 in each skill. You can take 2 tests in 6 months, and if your skill is below 6.5, it will be accepted. TOEFL IBT, the least required score is 94, and the score for your skills cannot be lower than this: listening 24, reading 24, writing 27, and speaking 23. The next approved test is OET. You must get a B score in each of the 4 skills of OET. PTE exam is also accepted. You need a 65 overall score, and each of your skills cannot be lower than 65. Factor 3 is to satisfy Australian nursing and midwifery education standards. You may be qualified to apply for registration as a first-level nurse in Australia if you have a bachelor's degree or a diploma from your home country. You must have a certificate in nursing or a related major. The officials will evaluate your certificate to know if it's equivalent to an Australian certificate or not. The Australian board will evaluate your credentials and experience to recognize them or not. Factor 4 is professional practice. Before submitting your application, you must offer proof of 5 years of experience as a nurse or midwife. You must provide professional preferences that match these requirements, printed on official letterhead, be written by a nurse or midwife as a direct supervisor, the exact dates, have an official signature. Factor 5 is to show that you are fit to practice nursing in Australia. You must prove to the Australian government that you have no previous disciplinary proceedings against them. You don't have any physical or mental limitations, and you have no criminal history preventing you from practicing. This was the list of requirements for assessing your certificate. Do you think you can fulfill them? If yes, you must send the translated documents to the Nursing and Midwifery Board of Australia. You can find the link to the Nursing and Midwifery Board of Australia in the description. They will assess your application and tell whether you are eligible to move to the country or not. After finishing the assessment of your certificate and approval, you can apply for an Australia visa type that allows you to work as a nurse in the country. There are various visa options that allow you to work as a nurse. You must pick one of them. Here are your visa options. Number 1 is Employer Nomination Scheme Visa, subclass 186. This visa lets skilled workers who are nominated by their employers live and work in Australia permanently. To be eligible, you must have the necessary skills for the job, which is nursing in this case. You must be nominated by an Australian employer, so you have to look for a job offer. Also, you must meet their health and character requirements. Visa type number 2 is Temporary Skill Shortage TSS Visa, subclass 482. You must be nominated for a skilled nursing position by an approved sponsor. Also, you must have the right nursing skills for the job, approved by the AHPRA. There are English language requirements with this visa type as well. Subclass 482 lets an employer or sponsor hire a foreign skilled worker nurse while an Australian cannot fill the position, but nurses can stay in Australia for 2 to 4 years. Number 3 is a skilled employer sponsor regional visa, subclass 494. Subclass 494 enables regional employers to address identified labor shortages within their region by sponsoring skilled workers. Nurses must be nominated by an approved work sponsor for this class, so you have to find a job offer with an Australian employer. Your occupation, nursing, is on the relevant skilled occupation list. It's also a must to have a skills assessment for the occupation. Applicants must be under 45 years of age as well, and there is English language proficiency requirement with this visa as well. Visa type number 4 is skilled nominated visa, subclass 190. Nurses must be invited to apply for this visa. Nursing is on the relevant skilled list and you must have a skill assessment for the occupation. There is also a point test with this stream that you must satisfy. Number 5 is training visa, occupation training stream, subclass 407. As the name suggests, it allows you to take training in Australia as a skilled worker to improve your skills for your job. A training visa is a temporary visa, but it allows you to stay in Australia for up to 2 years. You must find a sponsor and be nominated for a training visa. Then you must receive an invitation to become eligible. Let's get to the next one, visa type number 6, a skilled independent visa, subclass 189. This visa is for invited workers, eligible New Zealand citizens, and eligible Hong Kong or British national passport holders with the required skills by the Australian government to live and work permanently anywhere in Australia. You don't need a sponsor or nominator, but you must be invited to apply. Also, you must be under 45 years old. Last but not least visa is subclass 489, a skilled regional visa. This is for skilled workers who want to live and work in regional Australia. It permits you to bring your family to the country as well. If you receive a 489 subclass, you might be able to apply for the skilled regional visa, subclass 887. Now, let's say you have studied nursing at an Australian university. In this case, you can apply for a subclass 485 temporary graduate visa and stay in the country after graduation. You must be under 50 years old and have an eligible student visa. It's a must to have held a student visa in the last 6 months and achieved a recent qualification in a CRICOS registered course. You can find more information about each of these visa types in the Visa Library website. The link is in the description. Now, you must be wondering about your income as a nurse. Your salary is up to your classification, level, and role. You can get a clear understanding of the average income from the tables described in our article. Alright then, this was all you must know to emigrate to Australia as a nurse. If you have questions, write them down in the comment section. My team at the Visa Library will answer them. Before you leave, like this video, hit the bell, and download the free PDF file from the description. You should also follow us on Instagram and Facebook to get the latest visa news and updates. Until the next video, thank you all for watching.